Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are the Office Blokes. We've got a TikTok page, believe it or not. Head over to TikTok, type in the Office Blokes, give us a follow, have a giggle at some of the funny videos on there.
Yeah,
hysterical. It's pretty good. Sounded a bit sarcastic there.
Big fan then.
Yeah, do it. Anyway. Right, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Stunted 2021. Am I cancelled? Is this some sort of response video to the
Not sure.
issues that are going on at the moment?
It just flashed up on the watch list of whatever it is, and I thought I've seen his latest stand-up show special. Yeah.
So is this, do you think, because of some of the content he's done on it, that it may be?
He did a whole bit on transgender, and I think they've been protesting outside the Netflix studios and all that bollocks. Just let the guy do his job, man.
But do you know one of the
he makes more people laugh than offends more people.
One of the
therefore he's majority. Sorry, Dave, to cut you off.
No, sorry. I think I was interrupting you. One of the people that organised the Netflix walkout, they've gone back through her. I don't want to misidentify.
Right, social media.
I think they're trans. Gone back through their tweets historically, and there's some racist tweets.
Really?
Yeah, about like bad Asian drivers and things like that, and their excuse was I was on meth at the time. So you can't cancel me because I was on meth and now I'm reformed. That sort of thing. But
that's ours and all that. Eh?
You can't go through life without offending someone. You really can't. And comedy.
I try and offend as many people as I can.
Well, it's fair.
It's like a competition now.
Well, you're doing pretty well, let me tell you.
Did I offend you? Yeah, good.
Equal opportunities offending. You should be able to go at anyone, and that's what we believe on. Don't you
just start every sentence like this? No offence, but
especially
no, I never say no offence.
I mean, especially comedians. I mean, that's what they pay for, isn't it?
God,
they're always
Chappelle's one of the funniest guys that has ever graced the earth.
Yeah.
And people are saying what you're saying is it's upsetting me. Don't watch him then, you fucking bellend.
You know, quite a big thing that a lot of people don't realise is who gives a shit if you're upset or you're offended. You're allowed to be offended. That's what is it? You know, people can say things offensive to anyone.
Mate, the amount of protests, that go on in this country at the moment is ridiculous. I drove to town the other day in a taxi, and I very rarely. Well, I do go in a taxi quite a lot. I'm very rarely sober enough to notice things around me. It's not me on the way home, but I was going the other day and I saw it was kind of daylight. And I saw Save the Badgers, right?
Yeah.
Protest going on for that.
All right.
There was a protest going on for something to do with cycle lanes. So they all had the fucking thing going on. It took me ages to get to town because protest after protest, and there was one in town. Yeah. And I'm like,
did you see the Insulate Britain guy?
Oh man,
did you see him get inked in the face?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. He's like, shouldn't come to this. I'm like, stop being there. There was some guy. They're pouring piss on them now. People are carrying jars of piss and throwing it on them.
Oh, are they?
It's
a bit extreme, but
no. The only thing wrong with that is they've not put the shit in the jar as well.
Oh, no. Come on, Dave.
Dave Chappelle's done.
It's been said in the press that I was invited to speak to the transgender employees at Netflix, and I refuse. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it, although I am confused about what we're speaking about.
I think this is from his special.
I'm not sure.
It says Stunted, but I'm not sure what his special was called. I don't think it's called Stunted, was it?
No, it wasn't, but it was called like The Last something, wasn't it?
Closer.
The Closer, that was the one. I was going to say, this seems like it could be bootleg footage, but I know that Dave Chappelle at his shows, everyone's got to zip their phone into this bag that essentially is locked for the show so people can't record
this is some guy on his phone. He's fucking stood just above the stage.
Well, yeah.
You can zoom in.
Very close like that.
Yeah.
But to me, this seems like a response to everything that's going on.
I think I've seen this.
Oh, really? Let's find out.
I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. I want everyone in this audience to know that even though the media frames this, that it's me versus that community, that is not what it is. Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this shit. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say.
I think he's right there, you know. I think anyone who's aware of his stand-up and, you know, people's sort of, what people say about him that actually know him, he's not transphobic, he's not homophobic, he's none of these things. He's just a guy that's making jokes.
Comedian.
He is a comedian,
Making jokes
precisely.
about everything, isn't he?
But the spin that's put on it, and I see this all the time because I obviously listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, and then if I flick on the news apps in this country, occasionally he'll say something controversial, and I see the news, I see the press's spin on a podcast I've listened to, and it's laughable. They just take anything and try and jump on it and make a headline out of it.
Comedy's going to dwindle down because the bad thing is a lot of the stuff that we all find funny
Is
you
wrong.
won't be able to laugh about, or you won't be able to joke about. And the stuff that you can joke about are ones that are not funny.
Yeah.
So you'd be joking about, you know, like a CEO goes into a bar. You know what I mean? You're like, not funny.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think the pendulum's in the process of swinging the other way at the moment. I think this is coming to an end now.
I hope so.
When you're going after the biggest comic in the world and probably the best comic in the world, and the amount of people, he's selling out stadiums everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just the minority on social media and the news outlets. But I think it's going the other way.
Yeah, well, let's hope so, yeah.
For the record, and I need you to know this, everyone I know from that community has been nothing but loving and supporting. So I don't know what all this nonsense is about. In summer 2020, when the whole world shut down, I was outside doing shows. My neighbor had a cornfield, and he let me throw shows there, and people came from all over the country. Some people came from around the world to see those shows. The best comedians on earth came to my home and broke bread with me, and we lived our lives. We found a way to keep moving forward. I made a whole documentary about it. The first night of those shows was a piece that some of you might have seen. It was called 846, and it dealt with the murder of George Floyd. This film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about the closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos at Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands. And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to, but I have some conditions.
Drunk here doing this.
First of all,
Looks like.
you cannot come if you have not watched my special from beginning to end.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Completely fair.
Yeah, of course.
You must come to a place of my choosing and a time of my choosing. And thirdly, you must admit that Hannah Gatsby is not funny. I desperately want people to see this movie. But I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing. And you can judge for yourself, but you cannot have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much and good night.
Wow.
I love Chappelle,
There you
mate.
go.
So that's like
That's coming up soon, isn't it? Then?
So that's like a live stand-up gig
Next
mixed in with him showing the movie that he's made.
Yeah.
Imagine
Wow.
like everyone being behind him because he's made a documentary about the George Floyd murder, like he says, and then cancelling that based off a joke that he's made about something else. Surely that's like it's counterintuitive,
I know,
isn't it?
I just think people just want to be heard, and you know, the things he's saying, the things he come up with now to protest about what upsets certain people shouldn't upset other people, and in fact you can't call someone who's a transgender a he or a she, what they used to be and all that. But I'm like, I knew you as Dave, right? To me, you'd always be Dave.
I don't use pronouns, I use names. Totally.
Right? Well,
That's
you
how
always be Dave to us.
that's how you get rid of all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't call him any other name.
I think you call me plenty of
well,
names.
yeah, I mean, Dave's just one of them, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's so well articulated what he's trying to say there, and well thought about.
Of course it is, yeah. He's an intelligent guy, though, isn't he? Really intelligent.
And this idea of just cancel everyone that says something that upsets someone is just ridiculous.
I think you're right, Wayne. I mean, I think it's been like that over years where you've had like new wave comedians coming out and doing more edgy stuff, then it does tend to go a bit more PC again. Then I think there is like, you know, I think there's sort of like cycles of comedy where I think it does go like that sometimes.
What you're finding on Mike as well now is the PC comedians and stuff like that are the ones that are getting the headlines because everyone's going, behind them all.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
all the right
I'd rather watch
brigade
Patrice
and-
O'Neill, man.
No,
Offend
yeah,
everybody.
Yeah.
That's
but
what I want to watch.
That's it. But they do it to everyone, don't they? If they're just offended or just doing jokes about one type of person all the time, then you might think it's a bit more offensive. But these guys are just making jokes about everything, aren't they? Absolutely everything. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it.
I think Ricky Gervais has talked about this a lot, and he said you've got to look at the intent, not the joke, not whether it was funny or not. You've got to look at the intent behind it. Are you trying to disparage a certain community, or are you making funny jokes? Do you genuinely hate trans people or black people or whatever, and your comedy is based around your dislike for someone? Then it's wrong.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
But if it's all in
absolutely.
good fun and you just he's just trying to make some jokes and you aren't transphobic or racist or whatever, it's jokes. It's just jokes.
People might not like it still, but it's just jokes. It's just, there for comedy purposes, isn't it? Yeah. That's I don't know. But
he's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Dave Chappelle.
No, not at all.
If anything, I hope he gets bigger.
He's too talented, isn't he, to not go anywhere else.
The only thing I could see is him being done with mainstream sort of stuff. So stop putting out specials, but just tour. Just do gigs and just rock up when he wants and do it on his terms.
He's probably got Grey Adam. He's probably got Grey Adam going in his messages going, "You're lame." every 3 months.
Is that what the guy's called?
Grey Adam. It took me twice to read it.
Lame.
I said, "Is it grey comment?"
Yeah. Anyway,
hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget like and subscribe. Hit the bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.
cheers, guys.